Welcome back to another video. Monday, August 11th, we got a MLB game breakdown coming for you live here. 11 games today. We're going to go through 1 through 11, every single game, identify every single point of value that we see on this initial read. And yeah, hopefully this helps you guys out. Once again, in the comments, let me know how you did yesterday. I love seeing the results that you guys have, both good and bad. You know, stuff happens. We get good rolls, we get bad rolls. So let me know how you did yesterday and be honest. I'll share how I did real quick. So let's see. These are the plays I ended up taking. Right here. Dbacks, 1,200 to win 1,000. Blue Jays, 1,000 to win 15-20. A's over the Orioles, 10-20 to win 1,000. And then Royals, 1080 to win 1,000. Here's the results. So Dbacks, it wasn't over in that game. Over 9 runs, 1,200 to pay 1,000, that won. Blue Jays, 1,000 to pay 15-20, that won. Orioles versus A's, A's to win, 10-20, that paid 1,000, that won. And then we did have one loss. So 3 for 4, minus 1080. So, pretty good day for me. 3 out of 4. Plus 1,000, plus 25-20, plus 35-20, minus 1080. So about $2,500 profit there on player profit. Oh, you can't even see the screen. Holy smokes, yo. Oh my God. Wow. Sorry, let me show you this again. Whoops. These are the 4 slips I took. This is the result of those 4 slips. Win, 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 loss. So, overall, pretty good day. Contreras going back-to-back. This would be back-to-back-to-back for Contreras. Yesterday, he did go back-to-back, though. So, yeah, I'm very happy with how yesterday went, man. Plus $2,500 on player profit. If y'all don't know what that site is, I'll show you. That app, you probably have never seen it before. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. Called Player Profit. You can use code RudeBets if you want to sign up here. But we're going through and we're going to pass the phases here. I started a fresh account for everyone in the Discord to pass these phases. So after 2 days, we're up $1,240. We need to get up 20%. We're up 1.24%. So hopefully within a month, we pass the phases and everyone who is tailing is funded on Player Profit. I did the 100K account. Y'all can do whatever you want. But if you use code RudeBets on Player Profit, you'll get 10% off any account. And if you join the Discord, you can see how I'm doing these phases here. So back-to-back 3 out of 4 days, though. We'll take that. Very happy with these yesterday. On top of that, if you do join the Discord as well, rudebets.com, you get access to the site and the Discord. Look at this right here. I have never seen anything like this. 49-8 record. So I have a few analysts that use rudebets.com and help delineate sort of good value plays as well. One of them who's been with me for a long time, over a year, DeGoat, he's on a 49-8 run with his picks. And these aren't just like goblins. Like we're looking at like a plus 105, a regular line on Prize Picks. Well, that was the pick. A 2-leg slip with a goblin, but still, these are incredible. A 49-8 run is I've never gone on a 49-8 run in my life. Unheard of, man. Absolutely unheard of. So everyone that's been tailing him been going crazy. They've been going insane. These are all just in the last couple days. So lots of wins, man. Lots of good stuff to be excited about with rudebets.com. So now let's get into the actual site itself. Let's get into the simulator here. Game 1, Phillies Reds. So when you guys do sign up for rudebets.com, use that code RUDE. Please save yourself 25%. I'll show you guys exactly how we use the tool. This is it right here. We got an interesting matchup here. Minus 122 for the Reds today. I'm at minus 133. There's a little bit of value on them. Taijuan Walker going up against Andrew Abbott. So here's what we have here. We have a really mid pitcher going up against a team's ace. But then we have like a really good lineup going up against like a pretty crappy lineup. So kind of evens itself out. That's why you see this being about 57%, 43%. They cancel each other out essentially. I don't know that I would trust the Reds against a team like the Phillies, but you could. It's a pretty big playoff implications based matchup here. Phillies are fighting to stay in first. And the Reds are fighting for a wild card spot. Yeah. Pitch mix wise, I mean, Schwarber looks good for stuff, I guess, but while he does have a 24% chance to hit a home run, his odds are in the plus 100s, man. Like, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Like, we don't take plus 100 home run lines. Plus 132, come on. He has a good shot at hitting a home run, but plus 132 is ridiculous. There's no reason to be taking all that. There's just no reason for that. So I wouldn't do it, but that's up to you, man. Harper looks all right on the pitch mix with a 4.6. Let's see why it's a 4.6. Abbott has a terrible cutter, but he doesn't throw it much. Good fastball. Everything else is pretty mid. Just so happens that Harper's amazing against the cutter and the changeup. Yeah, I don't mind Harper. He's got 2 pitches he's really good at here, too. He could be an okay play for like hits, runs, and RBIs today. Everyone else is pretty much too low on the pitch mix, so I don't fancy any of these guys. I mean, Otto Kemp could be interesting here. Big power guy, 1.73 total bases per hit. That's a pretty good number. That is a pretty good number. Let's see. Pitch mix wise, not that good against that fastball there. Really bad against the cutter, but he doesn't throw it that much. Not that good against the changeup. Yeah, Otto Kemp's really only good against the slider. So a bit of a tough matchup for him today. On the other side, Elly De La Cruz. It's the one guy we always want to immediately target on the Reds. He does look good for hits, runs, and RBIs today. Elly does look pretty good for hits, runs, and RBIs against Taijuan Walker. Yeah, 60% chance he clears the 1.5 line. I really don't mind that. Very friendly hitter ballpark, obviously. Very friendly hitter ballpark. Austin Hayes, 3.33, nothing crazy. Matt McClain, nothing crazy. Friedel, nothing crazy. It's interesting that these guys don't match up that well against... You take any long shot guys? Yeah, quite often. These guys don't match up too well on the pitch mix against Taijuan Walker, who doesn't have any really good pitches. He has a good cutter, I guess. It's actually way better than I was expecting to see out of him. 1.33 for a cutter is pretty good. And that is his main pitch. Well, Friedel does well against them, so he does well against cutters. I don't know about how about that Fitzgerald rookie first MLB at bat homer. Yeah, that was crazy. That was pretty impressive for him. Props to him on that. Let's get into that game. Game 2, Twins Yankees. Twins are playing good ball right now, man. We talked about this right after the trade deadline. I said, like, this is an interesting moment for this team. It kind of reminds me of the Brewers in a sense. It really does. It reminds me of the Brewers where it's a bunch of guys you've probably never heard of that are just like misfits, whatever. The land of misfit toys, as they say about the Brewers. Just hungry for an opportunity to play pro baseball. Like, just hungry to be in the MLB. That's kind of what this lineup is. And they've been cooking. They got rid of all the quote-unquote tradable assets that they had, and now it's a bunch of guys who are just really trying. That's all it comes down to. It's like the Brewers, I always say the Brewers remind me of like a college basketball team. Like, they remind me so much of a March Madness college basketball team where they're playing like it's their last game. They care. Their body language, they're into it. They really care, and that's how these guys are playing right now too. Yankees are the exact opposite of that. They're a bunch of superstar names playing like they don't care. Like that, they got millions in the bank. They don't care. That's how they're playing right now. So yeah, Mets on the money line at plus 146. Well, I do have them projected to lose by 4% here. The expected win-loss is 46% of the time they win, so only 54% of the time they lose. But at plus 146, it's a good price on the Twins money line today. Could also look at Twins plus 1.5 here. Cody Clemens does look good for a home run today. Although his odds, you can't really find him for fair value. He's sitting at plus 350. Yeah, plus 350. It's a little bit of negative expected value. Not much. But yeah, he does look like he has a good opportunity for a home run today. Luke Keishel's been red hot. I wouldn't say Cody should be plus 540, but Cody should probably be close to the 400s. I think he should be around, like, well, I have him at plus 400. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him. Actually, I'm not really surprised to see him at plus 350. The books rarely give you true probabilities on home runs. They juice it up a little bit. They always juice it up a little bit. Plus 145, decent. Yeah, it's not a bad price. It's really not a bad price. Let's look at something real quick. Let's look at Zebby's home run rate, because the Yankees live and die by the home run ball, and Zebby gives up home runs less than league average. A full % less than league average. So he doesn't give up as many home runs. So that's a good sign if you're on the Twins today, because the Yankees live and die by home runs. They really do. So, but yeah, Luke Keishel's been on a ripper since this trade deadline. So he's a good option today for hits or hits, runs, and RBIs. Look at his pitch mix. It's a small sample size, 27 at bats, but 3 runs, 6 runs, 3 runs. Like he's crushing it. He's crushing it. So Keishel could be a good read for someone for like total bases or hits, runs, and RBIs today. Could be an interesting one. You probably get pretty good odds on him. So yeah, him and Cody Clemens really would be the two guys I'd focus on today from this team if you're going to be taking player props on the Twins. On the other side, home run wise, Judge sitting in the plus 100s. Not worth it for a home run today. Really not worth it. He should probably have a pretty solid game though overall. I could see him clearing his 1.5 total bases or hits, runs, and RBIs. Ben Rice a little low on the pitch mix. Trent Grisham looks pretty good at a 5.55. But once again, his home run odds plus 320. Look at this. Grisham's plus 320. Jazz plus 340. Cody plus 370. Judge plus 162. These guys all have insanely juiced home run odds, and they're going up against a pitcher that gives home runs up way less than league average. Way less than league average. So it just shows you there's a huge tax on Yankees players for home runs. There always is. They're taxing the hell out of it. They're not real probabilities. Is today's slate good for props? That's what we're finding out right now, Mello. That is what we are finding out right now. So yeah, I mean, there's some options here. Obviously, if you like a guy for a home run, you probably should like him for total bases or hits, runs, and RBIs as well. And today, with the value, I'd much rather be on the general prop side of the Yankees today than I would on the home run side. So, Game 3, Tigers, White Sox. White Sox are plus 120. Tigers are minus 142. Chris Paddock versus Elvis Peguero, former Brewer. The entire White Sox pitching staff is the Brewers pitchers who've been cut this year. Elvis Peguero, Brian Hudson, Tyler Alexander, Aaron Savali. Pretty much every pitcher that the Brewers have cut this year, with the exception of Yoel Payamps, is on the White Sox and is playing on the White Sox. It's pretty funny. They just take all the guys the Brewers cut, which is honestly not a bad strategy. But today, I mean, I wouldn't take the White Sox to win this game. I'd stay away from the money line in this one. I don't think there's too much value in it. Total could be good. What's the total here? Over 8.5. I don't mind the over here. I do not mind the over here. It's not terrible. Home run wise, Kerry Carpenter, we called him yesterday. He hit one out. He looks good again today, and so does Riley Green. Peguero's a little bit of a meatball thrower if I'm correct here. Actually, he's actually a little bit less than league average, but not much. But he's probably just going to be an opener. But Riley Green and Kerry Carpenter both look good for first at bat home runs today against him. Depending on who comes in after that, we'll see. But I do like Riley's value today. Torkelson, if there's a lefty in, he's always pretty good. But Tork's, he is what he is. He's really only playable for home runs against lefties, in my opinion. Against righties, he has decent numbers. But against lefties, his numbers are insane. I think you could take a lot of these guys for hits, runs, and RBIs today on the Tigers. General props-wise, a lot of these guys line up really nicely today. Really good pitch mixes. A lot of guys above a 5. A couple in the 7 and 6 range. So, Tigers look pretty good all around. On the other side, once again, yesterday we talked about Colson Montgomery for a home run. He hit one. We were chasing him for a while. We didn't get lucky at him, but I stopped taking him yesterday and he hit one out, even though he looked pretty good. Today, he looks all right again. Plus 440. Not bad odds. Not bad odds for Colson Montgomery. Pitch mix is a little low, though. His pitch mix is pretty low here, unfortunately, against Paddock. Other than that, he's the only batter on the White Sox I'd really want to be on today. Not a huge fan of really anybody else on the White Sox in this matchup. Lennon Sosa's okay. Mike Tauchman's okay, but Tauchman's more of a power guy against lefties. He's a good hits, runs, and RBIs guy against righties, though. So, yeah, got some options there. Game 4, Pirates, Brewers. Brewers are minus 200. Honestly, the value's on the Pirates today at plus 168. I don't think the Brewers are worth minus 200 today. Heaney against Quintana. Quintana's been... He's okay. He's not good. Heaney's okay. Livior Peguero, you're going to see a 57% home run probability. Ignore it. Ignore this. Probability is really high because he only has 11 at-bats and he had a two-homer game. And his total bases per hit versus lefties is 2.5. He's got like Schwarber numbers versus lefties, but he only has 11 at-bats. I don't think that continues. It's not sustainable. So, Peguero, I mean... Is he even going to play? Let's see if he's listed. He is listed. I mean, if you want to take a stupid long shot at plus 700, you could. You could. But I'm not. I ignore that. I would ignore that. Outside of that, Brian Reynolds is all right as a long shot today. Plus 600 for Brian Reynolds. Not bad. Not bad for Brian Reynolds. Yeah, not too much else. Not too much else here. Not too much else here. We got... I mean, Isaac Collins. Isaac Collins is red hot right now. Isaac Collins is red hot. He doesn't hit as well. He's a switch hitter, so he's much better against righties, but he hits for power against lefties. Huh. Yelich, not a huge fan of Yelich today. Yeah, overall, not that great. Not that great in this one for props. But Pirates on the money line's not terrible. Nats Royals. Let's see, Nats Royals here. I don't know what this is. Oh, I see what's going on here. Perkins look good. He's not listed at a lot of books today. I don't know why, but Perkins is not listed at a ton of books. He could be a good option if he ends up playing. Ortiz homer, Nazi Broom. We're not falling for that trap, brother. We are not falling for the batter versus pitcher trap. I'm not falling for that. I'm not falling for this 3 homers and 5 at-bats. No. You can't fool me. You cannot fool me. Especially not at plus whatever he is. I don't care if he's plus 5,000. Okay, if he's plus 5,000, I'd take it. But anything less than plus 1,000, I wouldn't touch Joey. Money line in this game is absolutely... It's flawed. Sorry, not this game. In the Nats Royals, Cavalli's only had 1 start this year, and he was a stud. Cavalli was a stud. You don't know how to see what his power's been like? We can get to that. Remind me when we get to that game, and I'll show you. Cavalli... Actually, I want to pull him up. Look at these numbers, man. He hasn't given up a homer because he only pitched once. He strikes out 31% of batters. He doesn't give up any hits. He doesn't walk anybody. He only pitched 4 innings. So Cavalli's a bit skewed here. This money line's a bit skewed. We don't have a pitch mix for him even. He hasn't even qualified for a pitch mix yet. So he doesn't even have enough qualified innings for that. That being said, I don't mind James Wood today as a long shot for a home run, or Paul DeJong if he plays. So 2 long shot home run options in this game against Falter would be DeJong and Wood. DeJong with 3 homers and 30 at-bats, 2.83 total bases per hit. So he's been mashing lefties this year. He can't hit them for shit, though. 1.76 batting average. He terrible. Terrible. but he does have good power against them. So that's a decent long shot. And same with James Wood. James Wood is starting to heat up. James Wood has started to heat up. On the other side, though, like I said, Cavalli doesn't even qualify. I mean, these guys all do really well against right-handed pitchers, but we can't really talk too much about them because he doesn't even qualify as a pitcher yet. Game 6, Rockies, Cardinals. Cardinals here, pretty heavy favorites, but they're not worth minus 210, so there's no value on the money line in this game. I do like Mickey here, yes. I like Mickey and I like Goodman. Warming Bernabel just kind of, he's falling off. Well, not really, though. Look at these numbers, man. He had that Linsanity start when he got called up. He hasn't hit home runs, but he's been smacking the ball still. 2 total bases per hit versus righties. And he mashes sliders. But yeah, I'd focus today really on Mickey and Hunter Goodman. Mickey for total bases could be a really good play, too. I do like how Mickey matches up. 6.22 on the pitch mix. Mickey's a good guy today. And he's been hitting the ball hard. He hasn't gotten home runs in the last couple games, but he's flown out to the wall multiple times. So Mickey's a good option today. I really do like Mickey. I'm guessing this is a pretty good run production team today. So you could see a lot of runs, hits, runs, and RBIs from the top of the order here. Yeah, I do expect a lot of hits, runs, and RBIs, general props for the Rockies today. On the other side, Cardinals do have a lot of really good pitch mixes here. A lot of really good pitch mix ratings. Once again, this is a very heavy hits, runs, and RBIs general props game. You can really take a lot of these guys for hits, runs, and RBIs. Contreras probably is the number one to take, or Herrera. Herrera just doesn't play enough. But Contreras, I do like him today. I like Burleson today. I like Donovan today. All these guys for general props. Like, they all look good for general props. Really, the home run play in this game, though, is Mickey. These guys don't look great for homers. Game 7, Dbacks, Rangers. Rangers minus 162-ish and plus 136 for the D-backs. So, yeah, there's not really any value on the money line here either. Eovaldi versus Nelson. Well, against Eovaldi, I mean, Eovaldi for 5Ks, that's about right. It's about right. These guys don't match up too well against him. I don't see a whole lot here. Corbin Carroll, he is 3 for 11. It's really Corbin and Ketel are the only two that you could even think of taking, but I don't see a whole path for them. Look at this. 6 total runs. Over under 7.5, and it's a 50-50 line. It's a pick 'em. So, yeah, probably not a good game for player props here outside of pitchers. Against Nelson, too. Look at these guys. There's really not a lot. There's not a lot in this one. Eovaldi for 5Ks. Yeah, that's not bad. Nelson for 5Ks. Kind of about it. Probably a low-scoring game. Not a whole lot there. Red Sox, Astros. Red Sox minus 172 on the line. I have it minus 179. I mean, they're fair value. The Red Sox money line is fair value today. Crochet going up against Christian Javier, making his first start. Crochet 6Ks. Yeah, he probably should get there too. Probably a pretty low-scoring game here again. Top of the order for hits, runs, and RBIs. General props. Not a huge home run looking. It doesn't look like a great home run game. Willie Abreu is the number one guy here at 15%. 15%. So, this is a general props game. This is really just a general props game. So, maybe Bregman for total bases, hits, runs, RBIs. I mean, it's kind of it. Against Crochet, I mean, Altuve is 2 for 5 versus him. Altuve is pretty solid, I guess, right? Nah, dude. Yeah, you're not going up again. You're not going to. Crochet's going to win the Cy Young this year. Probably. Good chance. Him or Tarek Skubal. I don't think you take anybody against him. Red Sox money line is fair value, but I don't like to take fair value. I like to take plays where we have positive expected value. So, Yeah, there's really not a whole lot in that game either. Dodgers, Angels. Yamamoto going up against Jose Soriano. Wow. Ohtani, 22% chance to hit a homer. We do like the Dodgers to win this one at minus 190. Dodgers money line is minus 174. So there's a little bit of value in taking the Dodgers at minus 174 today. Not a bad play. Possibly even Dodgers minus 1.5. It's getting pretty close to that range. Not quite there. It's not quite there. But Yamamoto 6Ks, yeah, probably gets there as well. Angels do strike out the most in the MLB out of any team per game. Number 1 ranked matchup. And let's see what Yamamoto does. Strikeout-wise, 28% of batters. Number 1 ranked matchup. 9.72 strikeouts per game from the Angels. He doesn't give up homers. Doesn't give up hits. Yeah, Yamamoto should be pretty solid today for strikeouts. Up to 8. Will Smith, Freddie Freeman for general props. Shohei is the best home run option, but he's probably in the plus 100s. He is. So, I mean, these plus 100 guys are really hard to take. Red Sox, Dodgers, two-legger. I mean, Red Sox are fair value, but yeah, you could. You could. Against Yamamoto, there's nobody that matches up well on the Angels. Like, nobody. But I do like general props for pretty much the entire top of the order here on the Dodgers today. So. What the heck happened to my music? There. Yeah, entire top of the order for the Dodgers looks good today. So, interesting. We only really, I mean, we're going into game 10 here with Padres and Giants, but so far we have a lot of really good pitcher props. We have a few games with some good batter props. It's kind of split. Like half the games are going to be pitchers props games, and the other half are going to be hitters. Yamamoto for 7 as a straight, minus 146. It's okay. Yeah, I don't mind it. But 7's a lot for minus 146, man. That's a lot for. I personally wouldn't. I just think that's a lot of strikeouts for a minus 146 payout. In this game, Padres, Giants. Giants are minus 132. Yu Darvish versus Webb. Interesting. I do like the value on the Giants here. Although Yu Darvish has gotten a lot better. He had a rough start from his return, but he's gotten better. But Logan Webb's good, man. Logan Webb's good. Look at these pitch mix ratings. Another one. I think the Giants' money line's a good play today at minus 132. Devers looks pretty solid today for hits, runs, and RBIs. 6.75 on the pitch mix. This is a terrible ballpark for home runs. It's a terrible ballpark for home runs. But Devers looks pretty solid today. He's really the only guy I would take for player props. But Devers for hits, runs, and RBIs today could be a good play. Outside of that, Logan Webb, not really great for strikeouts. Tough matchup. Yeah, really the only play here seems to be Giants on the money line. You can see the player props right here. There's just not much. Really bad pitch mix ratings. Machado's the only guy above 300 here. Well, Laureano as well. Just two good pitchers, man. It's just two good pitchers. Rays, A's. This one, okay. This one's going to be loaded with batter props. Rays minus 106 is pretty good value on the money line. I like the Rays to win this game. And then from here, it's just take your pick for home runs. It's take your pick here. I mean, or general props. But Yandy Diaz looks amazing. Caminero looks amazing. Kurtz looks amazing. Langeliers looks amazing. Rooker looks amazing. Soderstrom looks really good. There's a lot of home run options in this ballpark. 34% ballpark factor. This is an outstanding game for like just long shots. Yeah. What's the total in this one? Over under 9.5. I like the over here. It's not great, but I like it to go over 9.5. I think 10 runs is in play. Yeah, Yandy against lefty is always a really good home run play. 2.06 total bases per hit. Caminero, same thing. Yeah, I do think the Rays bounce back after the last two series. They're going up against the A's, man. The A's also have been having a rough stretch. They had a couple good games. I mean, yesterday they barely won, but the day before they had a good game against the Orioles. The day before that they lost. So I mean, the A's they're no good team here. I like the matchup here. Pepio versus Springs. I don't mind the value on the Rays today at minus 106. Schwarbaum tonight. Dark Thunder, bro. We're not taking a plus 120, 136 home run. Schwarber could hit a home run tonight, and I will gladly clap for him, but, bro, that's not seeing a ticket for me. There's no way that's seeing a ticket for me today. Plus 136. Come on, man. It's just insane. It's just insane. Personally on the A's, if you do even bet on the game. Well, here, let's just look at this for a second, though. We're talking about, I have them, the Rays, I think that like my true probability for them is 56% chance to win the game. It's slightly better than a coin flip, right? So technically this game could go either way. I'm just comparing it to the price of minus 106 on the book to say that, there's a little bit more value to take the Rays to win this game in a coin flip than there is to take the A's. That's all. In terms of like who's going to win the game actually in the end of the day, we're not here to really like crystal ball predict exactly the outcome. It's more so just about the price. It's a better price for the Rays than the A's. That's all. Could the A's win this game? Yeah, I mean, almost half the time they're going to win this game. So maybe today is one of those days. But for me, this one just is loaded with player props. This game is absolutely loaded with player props, specifically home runs. Game looks loaded with home runs. So, who we taking for a homer today? I mean, these games are actually the hardest for home runs in general. These are the hardest games to take home runs on because there's so many options that you don't know who to pick, right? Let's break it down. Let's just look at it purely from a value perspective. Starting with Yandy, plus 320. Okay, so that's a really good looking play at plus 320. I like him at up to plus 203. If we look at Caminero at plus 265, you're getting more value on Yandy than you are on Caminero for the same probability. So, technically, I would say Yandy has more value, but they're the same in terms of like which guy would I rather, or which guy do I think is going to hit a home run? Pretty much the exact same, right? Like, I don't think one has an advantage over the other. They both look really good to hit a home run 32% of the game, right? On the other side, Kurtz here. Someone asked about how to see Kurtz. Let's look at this. So Kurtz, insane probability still, but that's because he's been insane all year. He's on a cold streak. His recency is cold. But if you zoom out and you look at the entire season, he's still red hot. 2.07 total bases per hit. Anything above 2 is like just mega power slugger. Mega power. Let's look at his... Now let's look at how he's trending in a short-term window. I go to Baseball Savant for this. I look up his name. You go to Game Logs. You go to StatCast. And now we can see his recent at-bats and how they've turned out. So he hasn't hit a home run since that 4-homer game. It's been a long time since he hit a home run, which is not a good sign. But that said, let's look at these exit velos. This is how you can really see if he's cold or not. I wouldn't say he's cold. From home runs, yes, but look at these exit velos. Sure, these 82s aren't great. He's got a lot of walks and strikeouts, which I don't love, but he's got a 105, a 111, and a 109. Those are mega exit velocities. This right here, this hit against Brandon Young, 111, 19-degree launch angle, 352. 111, 19. Let's go look at one more thing on that exact hit. That one very well could have been a home run. If he hits that 3 degrees higher off the bat, it's a home run. Almost guaranteed. And I'll show you what I mean by that. StatCast Visualizer. We can look at this. We can go here. We can do, for some reason, like the clicking thing is broken, but you can just change it here in the URL. So 111 and look at 19. So 111 and 19, 43% of the time, that exact launch angle and exit velocity is a home run right here. 43% of the time, that's a home run this year. His somehow was a field out. Now let's go bump that up to even just 23. Say he goes up 4 degrees on the bat, which is like a sliver of the bat. Now it's a 91% home run probability on that hit if he gets only 4 degrees more on the launch angle. So you can see he's close. He's hitting the ball really well. It's just not resulting in a home run. Same thing here, 109. That's an insane exit velocity, just a really bad launch angle. This is where I'd say he was cold. This run right here, not a single ball over 100-mile-an-hour exit velocity in like 2 games. This is a cold stretch, 3 games right here. This whole stretch right here is a cold stretch. But now he's starting to kind of curl back up with these exit velos. I do think Kurtz is almost, he's close. Nick Kurtz is close. So I could see it happening today. But let's look at the odds on that. Nick Kurtz for a homer plus 290. I don't hate it. I don't hate 290 for him. Brent Rooker at plus 300. He's negative expected value, if we're being honest. Rooker's not that good in terms of the price. He's not a great price point. He does have a home run in this matchup, and he does have a good probability, though. At 20%, like that's a really good probability. It's just they're giving you him at a much lower probability, or much higher probability, I guess. Shea Langoliers, he's a good price at plus 285, a bit of fair value. And Tyler Soderstrom at plus 450 with the boost, he's fair value as well. So Kurtz does have some value in it, though. Yandy, Rooker, and Shohei. Okay. So yeah, a lot of options in that game. Let's go look at the leaderboard. Kurtz is number 1, Yandy's number 2, Junior. Blake Perkins, very small sample size here, 21 at-bats only, but 2 homers in those 21 at-bats. Riley Green, we talked about. Shea, Carey, Schwarber. Shohei's down here at 22%, plus 355 fair value. Judge is down here. So all these plus 100 guys, I have them in the 22 to 24% range, right? And this is what I mean when I say there's no one worth plus 100 for a home run. There's our guy Mickey. So we got some good options here. You can see there's a lot of good home run probabilities here today. The only problem, the books just don't give you good value. Like if you're taking home runs, though, you're probably going to be taking negative expected value anyway. So it's just a part of playing home runs. It's just a part. If you're going to take home runs, you have to expect to get negative EV. You're not going to get all positive EV. You're just not. Strikeout-wise, Yamamoto, number 1 today. Zebby looks actually pretty solid. Zebby could be a sneaky strikeout play today. Crochet with a really tough matchup. Cade with a tough matchup. Logan Webb with a tough matchup. Evaldi with a tough matchup. All the good matchups today, right here. Guys who don't really throw strikeouts. Outside of Zebby and Yamamoto, Michaelis, not a strikeout guy. Javier, not a strikeout guy. Peguero, not a strikeout guy. Quintana, not a strikeout guy. Walker, not a strikeout guy. And that's where all the good matchups are today. Whereas all the good strikeout guys have the tough matchups. So pretty tough there. Very tough matchups. So I'd be a little cautious with the strikeouts today. You can get away with it, though. Where I'd really like to focus today, hits, runs, RBIs, and total bases. This is where I think the bread is today. These 2 categories is where I think the bread is today. A lot of value here. Not a ton on the money lines, not a ton on strikeouts, not a ton on home runs. But right here, we're looking pretty solid today. So this is probably where I'm going to be diving in and doing a lot of research. Going in here, going down. Oops, we don't have a pitch mix. I forgot. Going in, Nick Kurtz. Going down, looking at the total bases line, and playing with these probabilities and seeing what we can find. So that's probably where I'm going to be chilling today. Is right down here on rudebets.com in these probability sections. Put up any player you want. Pitch mix wise, not really anybody that stands out. Only a couple 8s. A lot of no names that are 8s though, like Corey Lee, Keishel, Bernabel, Trevino doesn't count. Judge is the only real true 8 here. Carpenter looks pretty good. Kurtz is pretty good. Batter walks. We haven't done batter walks in a while. Buxton. I don't think he's in the lineup right now. Yeah, I don't have him in there. We'll have to see when he gets imported. When they confirm that lineup, then we'll have to take a look into that. So Yeah, I mean, overall, it's a bit of an interesting slate. Pretty small, only 11 games instead of 15. But there's some gems in here, and we're going to find them. Once again, last 2 days in a row here, we've been 3 for 4 on the player profit funding journey. So we're going to keep ripping that. So if you guys want to join the player profit funding journey with me and try to get funded on this, go get a player profit account, use code RUDEBETS, get 10% off of it, and then come join the Discord. Use code RUDE for 25% off of that. You're going to save a ton of money on all of this, and we're going to try and get you funded. So this is where I'm going to be putting my focus today, right here. In this website, these plays, trying to find these bangers to get people funded. That's my goal because it's really hard to beat those phases. So I'm going to do everything I can to help people do it. So come join the site, rudebets.com. I'll see y'all there. Drop a subscription on the YouTube. Peace out. Have a good day. I'll catch y'all tomorrow.